Danielle back again for day 4 of release week. Getting a little sad because it's day 4 already, but I am very excited to share today's stamp set with you. As usual, there's going to be a giveaway today. You have the chance to win today's set, so make sure you comment below. And if it's your first time stopping by, be sure to go back to days 1, 2, and 3 and enter on those days as well. And today is the last day to comment to enter any of the giveaways, because the winners will be announced tomorrow morning, just before the next stamp set is revealed. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share this stamp set with you now. I know it's not really nice to like have a favorite child, but this is kind of currently my favorite stamp set. So much so that I've actually been using it for the past month and posting cards with it on the blog. So you've seen bits and pieces of it already, but today is the first time you'll see this set in full. And this is another 4x6 set that will retail for $15, and this one is called Party Dots, and I'm really just in love with this set. So here it is. You're gonna get a bunch of really neat graphic stamps to create a whole variety of projects, and so I'm gonna go ahead and stamp them out for you and just give you a little information about each of them and some ideas that I've had and I've tried and that I just have but I haven't put to use yet. And so it's called Party Dots. So I'm going to stamp this large one first, this large circle. And it's no secret that I love sequins. I've been using them a lot on projects recently. I have them for sale in the shop now. And I just really think that they're a fun way to add some sparkle and shine to a project without, too much bulk, and they definitely add interest, and they're not something you see all that often. People, I think when you give a handmade card, people aren't really expecting to see sequins on it, and so it's just a really neat way you can kind of jazz up a card. So that's kind of part of the inspiration for this set was sequins. And I also really love simple geometric stamps and patterns. I think that they're so versatile. You can use them for a million different things, and so I kind of wanted to incorporate that into this stamp set. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp it up here. And this is a stamp that has a really large solid area, so you want to make sure you ink it up really well so you get nice, good, even coverage. And then just going to press down. A better way to do this probably would have been, since it is such a solid image, to put the paper to the stamp rather than the stamp to the paper, but it is too late, so you'll have to forgive me because I had clearly had like a hair or something on my stamp. Yeah. Oh well. I had there's like a little line here. I had a little, I guess, piece of a baby wipe from the last time I cleaned it. But this is one of the stamps in the set, and it's a large, circle with other little circles, and it could be confetti falling, it could be snow falling, it could just be, circles, floating around. And I really like this stamp because I've gotten more recently into kind of creating little collages on my cards. I still do really clean and simple stuff because that's what I'm most comfortable with, but I do like to, I've started to like to layer looks, and so this is a great way, a great kind of base to put down on a card, and you could add sentiments or other embellishments on top of it, and this would be a really neat way to kind of cluster different elements on a clean and simple card. So that is that. That's one stamp from the set. And the next one is really, really fun. This is one that I used for some of my holiday cards this year, cards that I did get a chance to make and send out to friends. I did use this. Actually, I think I might have the card here so I can show it to you if you didn't get to see it when I posted it. But it's similar to yesterday's stamps in that it's kind of a strip, but it's not solid. It's similar to the pattern that you see in this larger circle, where that it's kind of like these falling, you know, falling dots. And so I'll just stamp that. There we go. And so the really nice thing about this stamp here is that you could use it once, you know, just on the side of a card to create some interest. You could stamp it over and over again to make a full background, and I'll show you here how I did that on a card. These were the cards that I made and sent out for Christmas, but you can see here how I just stamped it repeatedly across the card to make it look like falling snow. You'll see in the design team examples how they covered their whole card base, and they did different colors, and they, you know, did different orientations of the stamp to get a full background. Just really neat the way that they put this stamp set to use. So that's that one, and it's a nice, this is your standard card base. It's 5.5 by 4.25, so it's nice too because you can, you know, it goes the full length of the card, so it's pretty cool that it does that as well. And then what I like to do is stamp this way, and then you could stamp it up a little bit higher, and then down a little lower, and up, and you know, you can kind of change where you stamp it to get a nice random pattern. So that's that one. I'm running out of room on my desk from everything. Then you're gonna get a banner. I love banners. I know they're really trendy, and to be honest, I think it's one of those trends that will be around forever because banners are such a great way to frame a sentiment and add it to a card. They're just really fun. A great way to get a focal point using a banner. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the banner. I'll do it here. So there's the banner you're going to get, and it definitely has, you know, it's hand-drawn, so it has that hand-drawn kind of feel to it. And there's a sentiment that you can use that fits perfectly inside of it, so you can use a sentiment. Originally when I designed the set, I already had the sentiment in the banner, but then I realized you probably have other stamps, other sentiments that would fit just as well inside this banner. And so rather than, you know, making it difficult, where you would have to, you know, leave the sentiment uninked if you wanted to use the banner, I just figured I would make two separate stamps. That way you could always use the banner on its own and write in your own sentiment or stamp it. And then this is the sentiment. And I wanted to keep the sentiment really generic too. So, I mean, let's celebrate. It doesn't apply to any one event in particular. You could celebrate a new job, a retirement, a birthday, a wedding, you know, whatever, just a girls' night. It's a really great sentiment that applies to pretty much anything. And like I said, it does fit perfectly right inside that banner, and you can see that on a lot of the projects below. And then you're going to get two more stamps, and they're going to be these clusters. I hate the word clusters, but that's what they are. These little clusters of dots, and the solid ones are similar to this, and then you're going to get ones that are open as well. So you could stamp the solid ones in maybe a color. Maybe I should do that. I'll go ahead and do it. I'll show you what I mean. So, and they're clusters, and they come as one stamp. So you'll get one stamp that's the 3 open, and you'll get one stamp and it has the 3 solid. And I did it like that because they have a really nice kind of random orientation, so you could stamp them as 3 about your card. And it's also nice because if you wanted to just use the really small dot or the really big dot, you could selectively ink it up and stamp it, or you could, I can't believe I'm going to say this, you could even cut the stamps if you really wanted, you know, really wanted just one stamp in particular. So I'll go ahead and stamp these out, and I'm going to do the solid one first. And I'm going to stamp these ones in color. So there's the solid ones that you're going to get. And you can see how it's a nice arrangement. It's one stamp, gives you that really nice kind of random, almost like sprinkled look of the dots. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do the open one, but I'm going to stamp those in black. I'm going to try and get it on top And I really like the look that you see with some, pattern papers and different graphics that are out there, how the color and the outline image are just a little bit offset, so there's like a little bit of, oh gosh, I almost dropped that, little bit of white space. So you can definitely get that look here where you don't have to stamp it perfectly, perfectly on top. It kind of looks neat, a little bit of interest where they're not perfectly aligned. So you can see how they do fit together, and I'll stamp the outline ones by themselves. And like I said, they do come as one stamp, so you can stamp all three at once, or if you wanted to, you could always just ink up whichever ones you wanted to use, or cut the stamps apart, however you would like. And so that is your party dot set. And this one's great too, because you can use it to create whatever kind of background you want. You could stamp the dots and color them in. You could, heat emboss them. A million different options for you for creating and building backgrounds with this set. And then I just really do love that Let's Celebrate handwritten sentiment. And so that is it. That's party dots. And I'll show you here. And that's our other 4x6 set for this week. And everything will be available Friday at 8 a.m. And we still have one stamp set left to reveal, and you'll see that tomorrow. Just as a little hint, you actually have already seen it, I think, a couple times this week. So some of you, I think, have already noticed it. You've commented on it, but we'll see how many of you were right tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and thanks for all the excitement and fun comments, and I look forward to sharing set number 5 with you tomorrow. Bye.